Welcome to Single Tree Nation. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the host and owner of Single Tree Woodfire Barbecue. We are here to build community through undeniable hospitality, storytelling, and the perfect plate of barbecue. Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I am your man, Charlie Eblin, and I am here with my illustrious co-host, Mr. Derry Wells.
We need a new adjective.
You don't like my illustrious co-host?
I just don't feel illustrious today.
No?
So
My fall-winter co-host, Derry
you bring in
Wells.
somebody for the spring? I'm like, wow, okay. Never mind. I'm illustrious as hell. Look at me.
You told me that was your pronouns, not me.
Wow.
Okay.
That was
That was a perfect setup for just a nice little dinger out of left field.
All right.
Look, guys, hey, today we have a very special guest to start the brand new year. So happy New Year, number one.
Happy New Year.
And welcome to the show, Mr. Tim the Guru Hill.
Yeah, that's what you call me.
So for those of you who don't know, Tim is the man, the myth, the legend, all things music. He actually produced the intro for our show. So I called Tim and
This is the best part. Are you going to tell him what you wanted?
So yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I Tim's in the restaurant one day and I'm talking to him and I'm like, hey, I need some help making some music. And he said, sure, what you got? And being the amazing human being he is, he was like, yeah, whatever you want, man. Just, let me know. And I said, well, it's real simple. I need Johnny Cash meets Eminem meets ESPN.
Yes.
And he comes back in like 6 hours is like, here you go.
He heard it as soon as you said it.
And I was like,
yep, got you. Like,
did you think about this or did you just put it together?
just hit play. That's it.
He just walked in and went, doo, 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 doo. There you go.
Yeah, that was easy work. It was fun though.
It was cool. It was really cool. I love it. We get a lot of feedback on it, actually. So,
Positive feedback.
yeah.
Okay.
Of course. You made it.
I mean,
It's going to be positive.
Well,
Do you do anything that's not perfect?
Not recently.
He's got to think about it.
Not recently.
we'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it. Okay. So we're gonna take a break.
That's a perfect
Come back to it in a minute. So why don't you take a second and tell everybody who you are and what you do, and we can dive into talking about all things Tim.
Okay. Cool. My name is Timothy Hill. I go by Chameleon when I was an artist. He calls me Guru.
Yeah. You are the guru.
Well, to you.
There is
but-
a guru. I mean,
But what I do is all things music. Musician, MD at a church for 41 years. That's one of my main things. I'm a producer, a beat maker, musician, DJ, I do talk box. I'm a turntablist, meaning I can DJ and I can scratch. I play trumpet and play drums. I'm an engineer, recording, editing, mixing, and mastering engineer. I do music.
that's so cool.
So you've been doing that since you were knee high to a bullfrog,
Yeah.
right? What's going on, guys? I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the owner of Single Tree Barbecue, located right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 2805 Old Fort Parkway. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 until 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 11 to 3. If you want some smoked wings all the way to some Texas-style smoked brisket, y'all come see us. We have some amazing lunch specials during the week and outstanding barbecue right here in the Middle Tennessee area. We can't wait to see you guys. And I've known you now for coming up on probably
86 years.
Yeah. We both went to school with Jeebus. So,
Right.
Moses was my homie.
Moses was
West Side.
Right? Yeah.
Which side of the river you from?
Yeah. Some people hung out with Matthew. I hung out with Moses.
Can you get a single tree hoodie? Moses was my homie. Moses taught me how to build a fire. Like, see, that works. It tied in.
That's how old I am.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wasn't Moses like 700 or something?
What are you trying to say, Trent? What are you trying to say? Saying I'm younger or older than that? What are you trying to get at?
I don't know where to say that. My bad.
So, so I think I'm gonna bring it back to 20-ish plus whatever 9 billion years ago that I met you.
All right.
And I think one of the first times I met you, I came to your house with Tate, one of our good friends, who's a real estate agent here in the Middle Tennessee area. Tate, the name you know, the Tate in real estate. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to buy a house, call my man Tate.
Definitely.
But I come to your house, and I think at the time we were on a big Madden and what was the other game that we played all the time?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fight Night.
Yeah, all the things. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Ghost Recon.
So how many times have I beaten you in those games? I'll tell you 0.
Count today 0, right?
Tim don't like to talk about it, but he's kind of the man, the myth, the legend when it comes to those games. And he's there's things that just don't make sense, and playing Tim in a video game just don't make sense.
But hang on, it kind of does. Listen to everything he said he does musically. He gets down to where he can scratch and mix and DJ and all the hand-eye coordination that goes into that. So he's not thinking about what to do on the screen. He's just, his motions are already.
He's just doing it.
He's just doing it. There's not a, oh, you're going to do this, so I do this. He's already doing it.
5 steps ahead.
Yeah, so he.
10 steps
I can tie it in. I could see where that kind of, and this is just me making stuff up now. There's a flow to the game.
Yeah.
It's an algorithm.
Yeah.
It's a loop pattern.
So-
I'll watch whether you're right-handed, left-handed. I'll watch how you breathe. Whether you're an attacker, do you give up? Do you give in? Are you fidgety? Do you even understand a combo system? If you don't understand a combo system, it's no point in playing me.
See what I'm saying?
So here's what Tim just said.
Like, I get intimidated just by him talking about it.
I can never even watch him play, apparently, because I'll get apprehensive watching him do the joystick.
Look,
because
I'm
everything
not-
he just said.
Yeah.
Do you start to breathe? Do you give up? Do you play defense? Like that's me. Like, oh, you're that good. I just like,
You can have it. You
It's
can
all
have
about fun, though. It's not about
I'm
who
scared,
wins.
and we don't even have a video game system here.
But I'm not confrontational.
I know. You shake hands and hug people afterwards. That's what makes it worse.
But I used to play.
That's like whooping somebody's ass and helping them up.
Well, you know.
Hey, there's a time though that was the respectful thing. Like you know, like there's a time you beat each other up on the schoolyard. All right, hey, shake hands, you're done, and kind of.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So there's a sense of.
But if you were the one that got your ass whooped, it don't feel like it's respect.
It's just a game.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Whatever. I've seen.
He's been telling me that for 25 years. It's just a game,
I
Charlie.
don't ever care who wins.
Yeah, you don't.
because you never lose.
But you don't lose.
But if I lost, I wouldn't care. I would like it.
Really?
I tell you
Because I
what.
like to be around people that can do stuff better than me.
I tell you
Oh,
what.
that's
I tell you
real.
what.
I
You
love
stay
that.
here. I'll go to your house and start the game and play a whole game without you there,
Okay.
and then we'll say I won.
No, you can say it.
But it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna be true. All right. So
awesome.
what got the chameleon in the game? Because you started out as a rapper.
Well, I started out as a trumpet player.
Okay.
And I was in high school and found out that I could rap. Who knew? Wow.
So were you more of a? Because I didn't know you in high school. So were you more of a freestyle, or write an entire song and rap it?
Both. I actually could freestyle, but my gimmick was basically being able to sound like other rappers.
Okay.
We became DJs, and then it was 3 of us, and the one that was controlling the record, he played an instrumental, and I would duck down, and I would be, you said Snoop. It's like bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay doggy dog. I could sound like other rappers, and people would be shocked that it wasn't the real thing, you know. And we were doing contests and this and that, and who knew that it would turn into me doing a Steve Jobs? Basically, my parents allowed me to put my keyboard in the garage. I don't think they knew what was going to happen because that became a full-fledged thing.
I love it.
That's
I love it. So what's your you did that for how many years did you work on the rap side of the business? As an artist, I mean, what you do is artistry in itself, but as the as the talent of the singing side of it.
I would say into my late 20s, maybe early 30s, maybe, people kept pulling me in. Just like people ask me to feature on stuff now, and I think that's great. But no, that's over now. I can't do it. But
Why not?
It's one of those things where you're in the practice or out of the practice. Like you couldn't like train back up to jump back into it.
no, I can do it. I
Okay.
physically can do
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, but I'm just realistic in knowing the behind the scenes. Sometimes you need to get where you fit. Like, do you go this way and entertain yourself, or do you make income?
Okay.
You know, so I'd rather take that talent and teach other artists how to be on stage, how to inflect, what to wear, how to work out. What do you need to do to be an artist? You know, so since I've actually been on stage and seen that sea of black, so many people you can't see. That's the dream of any artist. And just being able to do that, or playing on stage with multiple artists, or playing at church on Sunday, you know, that's in front of an audience, a congregation. So I'm not scared of that. So I take those things and teach other artists how not to be scared and how to believe in themselves, how to write and how to entertain, because you can sound good, but if you look like Marge Simpson, it's not too much that's going to happen.
I bet somebody out there dicks somebody with big blue hair. You know, just
Look, there's somebody for everybody.
there it is.
Just
We'll
not
come
everybody,
back.
not
We'll come
everybody
back.
make money. So how many? You know, and I was thinking about this the other day. Like you see all these music shows now with like The Voice and you know when America's Got Talent and you know all the different shows that they have. But those shows aren't necessarily about who's the most musically talented.
Right.
You have to have talent to even get to that level, right? You got to be able to hold a chord.
Or be funny. Because
Or be
you have to
funny.
have seat fillers
Right.
too.
But if you can't entertain, like we were talking about this the other day, you know, why are the Titans not as much fun to go see as the Preds or the Sounds or you know some of these other organizations, because they just don't have the same entertainment value that you get from when you walk into Bridgestone.
Right.
Right.
So, you know, how many people have you met that they'll come to the studio and you hear them sing, right? And it's like, I mean, it's a voice of an angel. Like we were talking about your voice before the show and how smooth it is, and that kind of Barry Manilow, you know, hey, you know,
It's Barry White, not Barry Manilow.
Whatever.
I assure you, it's
Thank
not Barry Manilow.
yeah, no, you know what I'm talking about.
He was
Appreciate you, White. Yeah.
Why don't you give us your best Barry Manilow impression, Charlie? That's
No, I meant Barry White. I appreciate it. It was not. That was.
I'm just glad that it's not
polar
Barry.
opposites.
We got it. We
Yeah.
got it. We got it.
got
We
it.
got that covered.
Oh, that was way off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was about to
Polar
say, I don't sound like
Yeah. No.
Sound like Barry Manilow.
Point being that they have a great voice.
right.
but they have no stage presence.
Right. You said how many?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that really, that just
Man, y'all look
screams.
so much alike.
Nowhere.
Has nothing to do. Not even close. It's not what I meant to begin with
no,
either.
it's not, but
But you know, that's almost as bad as your MapQuest.
That might
It
be
was.
worse. That might be worse.
It might be worse.
with the right
Yeah.
audience, it's definitely worse.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. Our audience is definitely worse.
So, your question is how many? Well, to be honest, most people that come in a studio, you got to understand they're not famous.
Right.
So
Right.
they're not coming in there. Probably it's very few that come in that sound right. And then if you're blessed to have the equipment that I have, that actually the microphone is the same. That's the high caliber stuff that you regularly hear.
Yeah.
So now they're hearing that stuff for the first time. It's intimidating, very intimidating.
Yeah.
So now they're in there. They're sounding all
Because singing
crazy.
in your shower or your car
It's
ain't the same as singing into one of these mics. You know, because you can hear what you sound like through this mic.
or one of those little, PA amps that, is a portable drag behind, they go,
Yeah.
set it out there so they can hear you in the back, that kind of thing.
Oh
So-
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
way different. But a lot of people come in. I didn't expect it, but when you get into the business, as long as I've been in there now, some come for therapy, music therapy.
Yeah.
They're not coming in to be famous.
They just
love
enjoy the music and recording
atmosphere,
and
the hearing themselves, bettering themselves, because the same way you can cook. And I know that you can turn that into looking at other things in life. You can shoot pool, and it relates to problems in the world.
Right.
Okay, so as you better your vocabulary, the way you speak, it helps. It helps to, go out and don't sound like a fool,
Yeah.
basically, with your voice.
All right. So you don't have to name names. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You don't have to tell me who it is,
Okay.
or the world for that matter. But have you had somebody call you up? Hey, my man, I need book some sessions. I want to record an album. I want to record a couple of songs, whatever, right? Doesn't matter how long, more than just one session, right? They want to do more than just one recording. They want a multi-visit deal. Okay. And hey, I'm going to pay you up front here. However you do that, whatever. I'm not in the music business, so I don't know.
You just knocked away a lot of them. Go ahead. Yeah, you just spoke money.
But right. Everybody wants it for free. So they come into the studio and they give you an idea what kind of track they want. You make it. Okay, now it's time to record their song. Okay, and you haven't heard them sing yet. And they get up there and it's whoa. And it's the absolute worst thing you've ever heard in your life. Okay.
I got about 8 people in my head. Go ahead.
All right. Pick the worst one.
I can't say their name.
I don't want you to say their name out loud. No, we're not going to put them on blast. No, I'm not that big of a prick. Maybe, but that's not the point. The point is,
He's just not going to make you be that big of a prick.
when they first threw out what they thought was a note, and it sounded
Like a cow already dying.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Do you keep taking this person's money, or do you give them honest feedback?
Oh, no. Everyone knows. I wish that they could answer this. Everybody knows I'm the sergeant. I'm known for being just as honest. I am Simon.
Like you suck.
Or you're garbage. That sucks. If you want to keep trying that, come in here. Come on in. But see, I don't want to confuse that, because I could tell ones that are good, because it's about bettering them.
Yeah.
But we're going to stick on the ones that's like Oscar the Grouch. So those, I actually am real with them. I'm like, did you make a proper choice?
Do the majority of them think that they can sing?
Oh, they are the ones that think they can sing.
And they have people that are telling them they can sing, and that's why they're there.
Mom and dad got in their head. Oh,
They should
honey,
be,
you need to
mom
go.
Mom and dad should be slapped.
You sound like an angel.
No.
That's gargling with rocks.
What's the difference with somebody that comes in and just has no self-awareness? They don't know, but they are moderately decent versus somebody who, because you can hear plenty of people on radio or that get popular or whatever who aren't the best artists. What's the difference there from where I came in and I've got pure talent, but him over here who's got the little bit of a gravel in the voice and it's not quite perfect, and it's this, and there's that gravitation of the artistry towards that person. What creates that difference, and what makes that person say, you know what, I give up because I've got a pure voice, but I don't want to pursue this?
You ever been in a situation where something happened and you popped your ears and you can hear more than you normally can?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the reverse. Been on an airplane and you can't hear anything. Okay, sometimes that's exactly, it's hard to explain. Some people can hear their inside,
right,
their ear, inside their skull. They can hear a little bit better than some.
Right.
So if you can't hear correctly, you can't give out anything accurately.
Okay.
To me, it starts there. People don't realize if you lose a tooth, now your sound is different.
Really?
Yeah, everything changes. So if the client comes and they have a cold,
right,
go home. It's pointless.
Right.
What are we doing
right.
this for? Ones that are very good, a lot of times they're perfectionists, so they'll never complete their project.
Okay.
Because they can hear just like I can hear, and they just want to keep doing it better and better and better. But a person that's not good, they think they sound great the whole time. They sound horrible, but they love what they hear.
Right. They got that reverb from
So
the shower walls, don't they? They know exactly what it is.
So how does somebody like, and we can use Jelly as an example because we both know him, and we go back to the days of him performing with Stack and some of the boys down there at
CWB.
The Blues Club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jelly doesn't sound anything like he used to.
Oh no.
Right? And his voice is the same, but he's learned how to control it and learned, like, it's almost like he learned pitch.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he did. That's But
so,
he already had pitch though.
So how do you teach that?
Nah.
You let them go to the next studio is what you do.
Well, you can accidentally find out because he was a rapper.
Yeah, he was not a singer.
And I remember him joking, singing country, just joking, and everybody laughed.
Yeah.
But he had pitch then. But it was just funny what he said.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was always catching the pitch of the track already. Some rappers can't do that.
Yeah.
But
do you think and look, we both love Jelly to death, so we're not bashing him at all, but do you think he would, if he would have stuck with rap solely, that he would be where he's at today?
Oh, okay. No, I don't. His talent, he should be.
Yeah,
as a rapper, he should have been that high. Yeah. But if he would have stuck to rap, I don't think. Like I said, I pretty much know that this curveball was the right situation. Him doing the singing, that was it. That's what he was meant to do.
Yeah, what he does is incredible. I mean, he's really kind of he's one of those success stories that found a niche and took off with it.
Well, what is it when you've got an artist who switches over or whatever? A lot of times you hear people like on those shows like American Idol or whatever, they're like, well, singing's always been my passion. And so, and I don't know Jelly Roll or even any of his early work, but when you hear people talk about when he was just that guy over in Antioch who was just rapping every day, didn't have all the tattoos, a little bit of, I've heard him described when he was younger as a little bit of a punk, that kind of thing. Was rap his passion, that kind of thing, and or was it just music in general? And because music's your passion, you can take that to whatever you want to be, and rap was an avenue. You know what I'm saying? Is that
rap was his escape? That was his way out. He was overweight, and he used that to his benefit, kind of like Eminem did in the movie. He spoke about himself,
right,
to the point that how you gonna talk about me because I talked about myself,
right,
and it leaves the other person like,
nothing to say,
wow.
Yeah,
and calling himself Jelly Roll. All of that is extremely smart because how are you going to talk about him? And then the man can freestyle for hours. So
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, he is
pretty crazy.
We look at him and like, who is that?
Yeah, like when I see him on TV and I see him in his Instagram and stuff, and he may not even remember who I am anymore. I mean, it's been that long since I've seen him. But like I don't look at the TV and like I saw a reel of his today about how him and The Rock are buddies, and The Rock was talking about some of his lyrics and this, that, and the other, and just to even see him now,
it's weird.
It's crazy. He's not the same guy. I mean, and he was cool back then. Like
right.
I'm not saying anything negative about him. He was cool as shit back then. We had a lot of fun and talked all kinds of shit. But it's cool, and I'm so proud that he's done what he's done. Like, wow. Not that means anything to him, but I mean, he's incredible, and what he does now is even incredible.
The thing that I see out of him that I find the most impressive just is his humility. The amount that he wants to give back, whether it's did you see the past 2 or 3 weeks he brought up a guy that was at the local sheriff's, and he had them write a song, and the guy got to come out and sing. He did that, and then he's all the time doing stuff up here in Nashville for the local stuff and that kind of thing. The way they bought a farm or bought some land. I don't know if there's an actual farm on or whatever. The man about breaks down in tears, thanking everyone who has supported him along the way. And it's impressive to see just the genuineness that he still displays, even that he's got to this, quote unquote, this level. He still remembers his humble beginnings. He still knows those guys who supported him. He still knows what it's like to come back home to Nashville, whatever it is. And when you see guys like that, and I think of different athletes who have remained humble to where their beginnings were and that kind of stuff, it's awesome to see, because it's almost like they're driven by that desire to create better than where they came from.
That's right.
And so when you see, like I said, I don't know Jelly Roll at all. I know what I see of him is completely a different story than what a lot of guys, the image they give off.
Now, here's what's crazy. What you see and what you hear him writing and all that is him.
That's exactly
For
him.
us, it's weird because imagine if you had somebody that's your friend from, early. And then you get this far in life and then now they're on TV. It's like, how did that? and when did he start singing?
Right.
And how did he get to the top? Huh? Who is that?
Look, there was a time I remember sitting at Stack's house one time, and he was there, and we were all just sitting around bullshitting
all the time.
And he started freestyling, and it's just like it just never ends.
Right.
Like, I mean, the way his brain works and how fast he goes, and just the words just come out. And that's one of my memories of him. There's another one that I'm not going to say on air, but that stick out. But it was.
I like the little nugget you just dropped. Like, we're not going to go there, but I have stories.
I have another story. But he like just look, for me, anybody that can freestyle has a level of vocabulary and brain activity, like how fast their brain thinks through things, is incredible to me, because I stumble trying to form a sentence on the show, right? You know, I called you Barry Manilow. You know? Like,
Yes, you did.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's how fast my brain works. You know, my pronouns are slow and slower.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, I couldn't tell if you were confusing Barry Manilow and Barry White, or you were trying to use the term baritone. And I think they all came out together, and you got Barry Manilow.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I was like, no.
No,
Don't say Manilow. Don't say Manilow. Oh, he said Manilow. Like, whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
No, it's good stuff. All right, so do you have a favorite artist that you've worked with, like, over your career?
Wow.
And it doesn't have to be because of their musical talent. It could be just from how much fun you had with working with that individual, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a singer or somebody. It could be, you know, somebody from.
I would have
band
to
or whatever.
say R.I.P. But I would have to say from the Ghetto Boys, Bushwick Bill, because I got a chance to learn who he was. I mean, I got a chance to learn who quite a few people are.
Yeah.
But with him, that's somebody that you're listening to on the radio. And next thing you know, we're standing side by side, and I'm his favorite producer. And now we're working with people from Australia, and we're working with this. Like, he actually leveled me up. Like I said, I've worked with a lot of people who are stars.
Yeah.
But that guy, I got a chance to know.
You want to name
him.
drop any?
Do I want to name drop?
Yeah.
No, we don't want to name drop.
I'm just trying to throw it out there.
Just say you can name drop, not that you will name drop.
Yeah, I mean,
Look, he's not going to unless I prod him.
I know.
So that's why I'm prodding him.
I'm going to think about your name drop, but in the last 3, 4, 5 years, technology has rapidly changed everything.
yep.
Go back to a time when the talent was still there. You still had to be able to mix by hand. You know, you couldn't just put it all through some sort of sound system and it come out the other end beautiful. Has that changed music for the better, for the worse? Does it allow you to see the talent more easily? Does it make it challenging? And does music still hold its authenticity the same way today as it did, you know, back when everything was true talent?
Ooh, you asked the right person for this.
Yes, you did.
Let's start 2024-25. AI, artificial
Right.
intelligence. I have a studio dedicated to, I don't need people. I can tell the computer to make the beat, make the bass line, the chords, the melody. I can type and tell it what to say,
Right.
who to emulate, and it can completely make the song itself. And there are songs on the radio that are not humans. So what is that going to do to us? What is it going to do? You know, you have things that can correct your voice in real time. For us to do music, we know auto-tune, that's Bible now. If you have a studio and you don't have auto-tune, then they're probably going to go somewhere else. So now we don't even practice to be able to sing.
Right.
Musicians, for what? Because you can tell the computer to create something and pull it and stick it there. So what do you need to know how to play for? So that's why you see a lot of kids now, they're not really interested in the band. They're not interested in things like that. So when you look at whatever type of music everyone listens to, I'll say, for me, if you look at Whitney Houston, we'll never see another Whitney Houston.
Just that pure talent. I mean, just right out the gate, right? We're not
And
going
even
to.
if we do, they'll never know they're that good because the computer will fix them.
What about somebody like Adele? Because I've seen her.
To me, she is the last of. She, just like Whitney was the last in her genre.
Yeah.
Adele is like the last one we'll probably see.
Right.
I hope we see someone else.
Right.
But
because when we were younger, I had friends who they all go to somebody's garage and work on a sound, work on a instrument, work on pulling it all together. And now here I'm a grown man, and there's 4 or 5 of us that we get together and we play, and it sounds like cats trying to fight to get out of a trash can. But going back to what you said earlier, it's therapeutic. We love it. All right. Our most talented person far and away is our drummer. And sometimes I wish he'd leave so the rest of us wouldn't sound so bad.
Oh,
but
wow.
right. And that's not, look, Tommy doesn't think he's like on the next thing. He's just got the most
What
talent.
happens when you hang out with a whole bunch of 8s and 9s?
And so
you turn up looking like a 6.
right. But I'm just saying, so then I wind up, I'm over there on an acoustic guitar just trying to keep time, and oh crap, I'm off again because I can hear it with his drums, because I'm trying to stay with him. I get off, and I'll just stop playing because I don't want to mess up the whole thing. But it takes that almost honing the skill, and we don't get any of the just pure talent because the computer fixes it all now, and that takes away from. So I'm a high school teacher.
Okay.
And all my students tell me about who's the best lyricist or who's the best this or that, whatever, coming out right now. And, he had the diss track, whatever. And I say, but guys, take a step back. Where's their talent level at? Well, they can write a song. I'm not taking away from their ability to write because it has to start. How many people are on that stage when they rap? If you got 6 dancers and the computer's just playing in the background versus these guys that used to have full bands. Like even, I think back to like Outkast.
Yes.
They had the full band up there, whether it's orchestra, the whole 9 yards. There's still a talent realm there that I feel like the trueness of music has kind of come away from. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I still get excited when I see somebody who has the talent that you have because you have seen it live and you know how it should sound and mix versus, it just sounds good to me. Is that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm portraying that right, but
You're doing exactly right.
I love that the quote unquote the old heads can still kind of see that difference there, and because you do get somebody like Adele or Whitney Houston when they just walk on the stage, they command your presence just with that voice, and it just is. Whitney Houston popped up on a thing I saw the other day. It was the ladies of the '90s. And it was like it was Sade and Whitney Houston, and there was 2 or 3.
You said Sade. You talking about Sade?
I don't know, Sade.
Yeah, Sade.
Okay. Well, look, the white guy showed up. Anyway, and just the clips that they were rolling through, and the first clip they pulled out of Whitney Houston is when she said, "Is it and I?" Right there at that start of it, and like you knew right then. There's no question who that is. Like it's just like, gosh. Anyway, that just
So who, in your opinion, because you're such a music guy and the general public, there's so many different arguments on who you would classify like who the best vocalist ever was.
In what genre?
So in your opinion, who would you say is, forget the genre. All right. I don't care if it's bluegrass, rap, whatever. Just flat out pure vocal. That you go, yeah, that is the best singer of all. Just natural, most beautiful
I'm going
voice.
to back him on this. You've got to give a genre or something there just to say the most pure vocal. There's some just talented singers out there.
Oh, I know. Give me.
Top 3.
Yeah,
Okay, so
top 3's fine. Whatever. Just who you think is the argument of that's the best singer of ever.
that I've heard,
Yeah, that you think.
because I think we haven't, because of the politics of the radio, technology. I believe there's people that can out-sing our legends, but we'll never hear them.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
But I think we mentioned the female already. I think Whitney's one of the top female vocalists in pop.
Okay.
Michael is one of the best entertainers of all time.
What's going on, guys? I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, the owner of Single Tree Barbecue, located right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 2805 Old Fort Parkway. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 until 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 11 to 3. If you want some smoked wings all the way to some Texas-style smoked brisket, y'all come see us. We have some amazing lunch specials during the week and outstanding barbecue right here in the Middle Tennessee area. We can't wait to see you guys.
You're going to have to go to a day and time with Nat King Cole and people like that the way they use their voice was not just the attack or the syncopation, but how they used to hold their notes out. Back in the day, they used to sing a lot different. They didn't have what we have.
Right.
So I'd have to go back and study some of the older singers because the ones I hear now are computer fixed.
Well, and that's why I was asking the question, because in today's world, technology and AI and the things that we do today are so driven by non-human entities, right? It's computer-based, technology-driven to really change. I could come to your studio and sing a song and you make it sound great.
And I can make you sound like whoever you want it to sound like. That's what's scary.
Right. I mean, they're coming up with things now where I could have someone call Derry and sound just like me.
Mm-hmm. My mother, this happened to her about a month ago. We're passing each other on the road. She sees me, her phone rings, picks it up. It's a number she doesn't know. She answers it. Hello. Hey, Mom, I need some help. It's my voice. And she's watching me drive down the road. And she calls me. She goes, "Did you just call me?" I said, "Heck no, I didn't call you. Just saw me." She goes, "I know." And so that there's a very, and it goes back to
true.
You could be wonderful and beautiful with things, or you could use it for illegitimate things, whatever.
Yeah. And that's kind of my question, because my favorite genre of music or time of music is really it's like late 60s, early 70s R&B, because I feel like that's one of the last true, they had bands on stage, they had horns, they had drums, they had guitars, they had the whole thing, and then they had a dude with a mic.
They had 2 or 3 dudes with mics. They could hit harmonies. And
Right.
you hear those guys sing, like when he was sitting there talking, I was thinking of Luther Vandross.
Yep.
Just the control that he has. And I don't know that we'll ever get a pure singer like that. I love what you said, though. They probably exist out there, and we just never know about them again.
Well, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm
you're
just gonna
fine.
say this real quick. With me being in church, I hear people that
They can sing.
can sing better than the legends,
Right.
but they'll never be heard.
Right.
Never.
Gosh, that's a wild thought. There's so much talent out there that we'll just never have the opportunity to.
They-
Well, and some of it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, or the other day with it's money, right? And it's a product,
And some of it
Tim,
goes back.
as talented as he is not a 25-year-old GQ looking model that is going to be able to be marketed like somebody that has half his talent but can use AI to develop a song like somebody else can.
Right.
And there is a part of it, like the ladies at church or the guys at church who sing, they don't want it either. They
Very
just,
much so.
it is for their enjoyment.
It's for them.
It's their excitement. Mom and dad or husband and wife make it. You're so good. I really appreciate that. I just enjoy, what I have there. And, I dabble with the guitar, and I truly mean dabble. I can't even play it. My mom's played the piano. She's one of those, she can hear it. She starts, doing this. What key's that in? Mom, I don't know. I have no. Well, what chords you play first? I think I played a D. Mom, okay, well then you're playing the key of whatever. This should be the next. She starts, and she talks about music being math and all that stuff. I know like 6 chords. I can sometimes strum, right? And that's truly, and I'm not overplaying what I like. That may be too much. But I will sit down and I will play, and it feels so good just to let it out. And because I think, and if I pick up a new song, I will wear that song out. And my wife gives me a hard time because all the songs I like are sad songs, but they're the ones that make me feel the right way, right? And it's just like, she goes, yeah, but they're always, I say, I know that, I'm sorry, but it's got that oomph behind it.
I get that same statement from my wife. Like,
What,
she
you always
knows
like sad songs?
sad songs. She knows how I'm feeling by the music that I'm listening to.
100%.
You know, and like she said something to me not too long. It was like a week or two ago, maybe. She goes, "You're really feeling this thing about being a man and supporting your family lately, aren't you?"
Oh, babe, that's every day. Sorry.
I'm like, yeah, I am. Okay, but yeah, I get it. All right, so we're coming to a Mac and Beans segment of our show.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
It's a this or that.
so it's a this
like
or that
beans.
segment.
don't
Okay,
like
Do you have one or am I going for it?
What's that?
Did you have one or am I going for it?
I do have one, but I wanted to do this too.
Okay.
Is that what you were going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, well then shoot, go
you
for
go
it.
for it.
All right, so I'll start. When you come to a barbecue joint, all right, since I own one, you got to
You're
choose.
good, too.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You got to choose one or the other as a side. So it's either going to be the mac and cheese or the beans.
You already know the answer to that.
Well, I know I do, but the world don't know. So
Not
what?
eat no beans unless it's jelly beans.
So
I love
That's the
it.
greatest answer yet. That's the best one yet.
that is the best answer we've had yet. So it's mac and cheese for you all day, every day.
Lactose intolerant, still gonna eat it. I don't care.
Yeah, rock and roll, kicking
I
and
ain't eating
screaming the
no
whole way.
beans unless it's jelly
Yeah.
beans. Oh, I love it.
That is
That's great.
outstanding. So, Derry put together another question for the this or that segment of the show, and then I got one for you too.
All right.
So, would you rather see a smaller local act, or a large nationally known famous person?
Because of what I do, I want to see the large one because I want to see what they're doing to make the money they make. No, as far as to be entertained, it would definitely be the smaller event, but I'm going to pick the big event because I'm trying to make their money.
That's a great answer. That's the best. I'm not picking to one,
Yeah,
and I still said the right one.
Yeah.
I automatically,
Yeah.
when I wrote the question, I
can't.
was like, it's going to be the small one. It's just, because I'm thinking of the intimacy of the area, whatever, because I've seen some great bands with only 6 people in the room, that kind of thing. I've never even thought about, though, from this is my job, this is what I do, I want to be there. And so I'm learning, I'm taking it all in. I was just purely thinking entertainment value. I love that was fantastic. Love it.
So, my question is coming for my children,
Okay.
because we get into this argument, and it is a full-fledged argument in my house. Greatest rapper of all time.
Can't be answered as an opinion, but the greatest writer of all times is Eminem. By far, it's not even a question. His ability to write and how he can say the things he says and the way he can rhyme so many. There's other people that can rap like that, but he's almost on Did You Sell Your Soul? Like,
He did.
I agree with Trent. I think he did.
he's
Very Satan.
that is unreal.
He's still producing music that is
Or
next
what he
level.
just did is not human.
Yeah.
Best rapper of all time. Best rapper of all time. Twister started people rapping fast. Lil Wayne is the urban version of Eminem.
Yeah.
And to me, he is
What a great description.
He is the James Brown of rap. He is the hardest working rapper. Gimmick. I know you said one, but you can't do that to me. Business wise, currently Drake is the top rapper. That doesn't mean that I think that he's better than Kendrick, But I'm just saying, if you put both of them on a record, he's probably going to make more fans because he targets female sophomores, and that's the business model.
Tupac's nowhere to be mentioned. Biggie nowhere to be
Yeah,
mentioned.
where
That means that was his answer. He loses the argument at the house. Is what that means.
Where at another day and age. Now, if you would have asked me that before AI and before programs, if you would have asked me in a day when there were singers on the radio and rappers, then of course I'm going to do the Biggie and the Tupac thing. I'm going to do that, and of course, me being Southern, I'm going to pick Tupac.
In my house, we argue, and I'll tell you what the argument is. My argument is it's old versus new is what it is, right? And to me, Eminem is old. He's not a Kendrick Lamar. He's not a Drake. He's not new age. He's not a lot
He's
of
also rich. So what is he going to talk about?
Yeah. Right.
There's only so much you're going to talk about. You can't talk about being poor anymore.
Yeah.
He has a giraffe. No, I don't know.
But he does. Yeah.
I maxed out my gasoline credit card this month. You know,
Right.
Somebody pay a bill.
Yeah.
So
But my argument is a lot of the rap today is hard to understand.
Mumble rap.
Mumble rap. That's exactly. Yeah.
It's mumble rap, right? So they're and the beat's catchy, right? And the hook's catchy, so it becomes popular. And they like Kendrick says things that just catch your ear, right? The whole song isn't great, but part of it is catchy
Because he's animated.
right? Where Eminem, Tupac, Dre, Biggie, Snoop, all of the guys that we grew up hearing didn't have the things that they have today, and they had to make an entire song or an entire album where you would want to go buy it at the CD store, right? So
CD store. What?
right. I mean, but
Now I feel old.
right?
Going over to Sound Shop at the mall. Like, geez.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But that's kind of my point where now, okay, hey, there's this one song and I have a subscription to Apple so I can go download it. And, you know, I'm
Well, I
paying
think that's
whatever
unique
amount of
to
money,
where
right? So
there was a time when, like this, when you go get a compact disc, that it'd be a single because it was cheaper. It was the main song they were putting out. They may put a second or third song on there, but you weren't getting a whole lot. But then there came a time, at least for me, when I would just go ahead and buy the whole album because, well, I'm going to spend the extra $8, $9, $10, but I got all these other songs, because I learned that I would start finding the songs on the album that never radio edits that were my personal favorites, something that was never released.
Right.
So, and I could still tell you a lot of those songs on those albums from when I was younger, and it didn't matter what genre it was. Somebody probably had something on there. And it annoys me now when I jump on a streaming service of some sort and they don't play it in the right order, because I still remember the CD order, right? And this is the order it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nope, you misplayed that to go back, you know,
Go
whatever
back,
it was.
yeah. Right.
And so there was that element. And the first CD that comes to mind whenever I think of that for myself was, there was a friend of mine who was a huge I just forgot it. Bourbons and Lags. Master P. Huge Master P fan. Master P was all right. He was a business guy. That he was the front for that for me. Mystical was his talented rapper. And just the speed that he had and all that stuff. And I could still hear that album. It's the blue cover. He's right up in your face and all this. And album art is a whole nother thing I feel like we've lost out on that I love. But that I can hear the order of that album. And I never was a massive rap fan, but that CD for me was so good. And it was just because he had just a unique flow and an element to it that you weren't going to get commercially. He may have had one song that made some radio traction, but what he was doing in there was just so different. And that's why for me, the compact disc thing, where they all had their own sound, the originality,
it was
whatever.
Definitely
to where
different time.
now, because everything can be streamed and pushed so fast, they can write a song last week and it's out tomorrow because they cleaned it up with the computer and stuff. Where back then they had you had to record it or you had to work on it, whatever. And I don't know. I think some of that authenticity. I know it's a word you and I throw around a lot.
Yeah.
That kind of lacks with
my last question about rappers, and we'll move on. But have you heard any of Will Smith's new tracks? And
I didn't know Will Smith had new tracks, so
he does. And before I make any comments, I'm going to let you make a comment about it.
I mean, you can't really say anything because he's the ultimate bragger. He's not a narcissist. He's telling the truth.
Okay, elaborate.
hang on. I love the way you see viewpoints of everything. Like this is just. I know you've known Tim a long time. I've known Tim for 45 minutes now. Like this, the way you analyze things is awesome. He's the ultimate bragger. That just, gosh, that's awesome. I mean, and he is, and he's good at it, and he can back it up too. Like there's,
look at the movie.
Yeah,
everything that rapper wanted to do, he's made times 85,000 times. Anything that you want to buy, a Ferrari, okay, well, we're going to wreck a Ferrari in the movie. So anything he's talking about, whether I want to hear it or not, you have to respect it. You got to put respect on his name. You have to. I don't care what it sounds like.
By the way, Jamie Curtis, I know y'all don't know Jamie Curtis. Jamie Curtis took my Big Willie style CD, and I'd only had it for about 4 days, and he never gave it back.
What a bad word.
Jamie,
I'm just saying.
if you're listening,
How
Bring
about
his
that?
CD back, man.
I want
bring Derry CD back.
You owe me $12. Like I'm sure it's what it cost back then. Like
You can download the whole album.
Y'all know
for
which one I'm talking
$3.99
about?
on iTunes.
It was a light blue.
Oh,
It was a
yeah.
light blue
That's a
background.
classic.
And
Yeah.
he's sitting there in the top. It's
Yeah,
the full
yeah.
silhouette of him, whatever.
Yeah.
I had that
That's
CD for about
Miami.
3 days, and Jamie borrowed it 28 years ago. And I don't know if it was that long, but it was a while.
You know, 2025, we are going to talk about
holding
grudge
on.
holding
He
man.
been holding that one
and
for a
letting
long time.
things go with forgiveness.
Jamie, I forgive you, but you owe me
No, you
a
don't.
CD.
No, you don't.
You've been holding that for a
I
long
feel like if Jamie walked in right now, he'd get his ass whooped.
No, I'd shake his hand, hug him. I ain't seen him in 5 years, but he still owes me a CD.
I can promise you right now, if I ever see Jamie, I'm going to ask him where the CD is.
Hey, speaking of knowing where CDs are, I borrowed a CD from a friend of mine that I was never able to give back. I'll tell on myself.
Okay.
But I was not able to give it back because I left Too Short playing in my CD player.
Oh, dear.
And my mother moved my car.
Oh, wow.
Famous last word. That's a real thing.
I never saw that CD again.
Yeah.
Eric Swan never saw that
favorite
CD
word.
again.
No
And
one
I
saw
asked
that
Mom,
CD
I
again.
said, hey, I know you took it, but like, she goes, if he wants that CD back, he'll have to come and ask for it. Knowing he would never come and ask my mother for that CD.
Yeah.
And every now and then that'll come up. So,
That's so
maybe it's a
funny.
trade off there. That's why I never got Big Willie back because
Yeah.
I destroyed
Yeah.
somebody else. That's karma. I'll give you that.
Could you imagine being in high school and going to somebody else's mama's house?
Oh,
Hey, can I get my Too Short?
Can I get my Too Short CD back?
life is too short. I need that back.
Because you know Cocktails was playing.
Oh, man.
I could tell you what song was playing if I looked up the album. I'm going to. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
That is,
So
he's going to figure it out.
I am.
That is
Absolutely am
outstanding.
going to know which one it was. The Ghetto. The Ghetto was playing.
Oh,
Okay.
And Mom,
Actually, that was not too bad.
maybe it
That
was.
was probably the
comparison?
best one on the album that she could have
No,
heard.
I take it all back. It was Get In Where You Fit In, the album. Hang on. I'm a player. That's what would have been playing.
never mind.
Yep, never mind. He took it back. Because
Yeah.
the song about Miss Betty was on that album, and it was not, thankfully, playing that one.
Mama, I got a question. Do you remember what song was playing?
No, she won't.
If you do,
She will not.
Hit me up.
She does remember all this because she also took my brother's Sir Mix-a-Lot CD. He never got to hear it. She opened the pack. Remember how you could order the 10 for $1, but they got you on the hook for however many later? She opened it up, and that was in there. He never even got to listen to
I cannot
it.
lie.
That's what I say.
She heard
we got
that.
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
The other
man.
brothers can't do nothing. The girl walks in with a itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face. You get.
Look, we all know. Like, we're all. It's 1997.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
All right, we're going to have that playing in the background. Oh, Lord. That is outstanding. So, all right.
Got him.
Yeah. That was a good one. All right. So, Eminem.
Writer.
He said
right.
that.
I got you. All right. I'm trying
And when
to.
he said mystical, basically, he is James Brown. He literally studied James Brown. If you listen, he sounds like James Brown.
Oh, I've never considered that.
He actually studied him. But the work that Lil Wayne puts in is
the
like
hardest working man in show business. Yeah.
He's always doing something.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. If people want to find you, want to
Come to our
produce
house.
an album,
Come out.
come on over, man. Come on over. What's the easiest way to find Tim so they can get your services, help produce whatever they're working on, whatever they're the next big thing. How can they find you?
Okay, you can go to Instagram and also go to Facebook and look up Rhythm Chamber Studio, or you can use my name. I have another profile, Timothy Hill. You can go to beatstars.com, Chameleon 808, KAMILLIAN 808.
I love it. Look, if you want to record, Tim's got it. Got the whole studio, mics and everything. Make you sound like Whitney Houston.
You don't want to sound like Whitney Houston.
You don't want to
We're
sound
going to
like
make you sound like the best version of you.
There you go.
Amen to that.
That's perfect.
Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's not.
He'll shoot straight with you, though.
But he will
That's
tell
what I
you
get. That's it.
if you suck or not. But I will tell you this. Look, if you're going to go to Tim's house, just don't play the video games.
It's just a game, man.
It's just a game. It's just a game.
I can be-
Charlie's never
Don't
won. That's what it
play
is.
Video games.
You want a Friday feel good?
I would love a Friday feel
All right.
good.
I think this. I'm 2 for 2. Like here recently, we're on a little streak.
All right. I like it.
Your Friday feel good this week. Don't allow your hobbies or your pastimes to be engulfed by the world. They are your peaceful place. Keep them pure. Keep it in your heart. That's for your enjoyment. Y'all know what to do. Find somebody you know. Tell them you love them.
Absolutely love it. Always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks for joining,
Oh, yeah.
hanging out for a little while.
Go
Guys,
eat at his spot. I'm addicted. I don't care if he's my friend or not. Forget him being a friend.
come get some barbecue
Go
at
get
a
chicken
single
wings.
tree.
I will vouch for your wings always.
I just wish that he would make the chicken sandwich with the macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
going to say it right now.
Oh, Lord.
Or the sausage with the potatoes. See, he showed me stuff. and
Bangers,
he fixed it
smoked
one
bangers and mashed.
time. Yeah, he fixed it one time.
Friend, why are you
Friend.
not doing
Yeah.
that? That sounds phenomenal. I ain't even had it.
Oh, it's
Pretty
Just
tasty.
on the sandwich? Oh, dude.
No, it's not. The bangers and mash is just a bowl.
Fine. I'm still okay with this.
Bangers and mash
Yeah.
with gravy and seasoning and yeah. It's pretty good.
I wish you weren't all the way on the other side of town sometimes.
So
it's worth it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he knows. Look, we're doing some things. We're making our own sausage now, so we might be able to roll out some other stuff soon. See what happens.
I'll remind you.
I know, and I appreciate that. Look, if you guys want to get involved, please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me at charlie@singletreebbq.com. Give me a phone call at 615-307-0120. And as always, guys, until next week, we'll see you then.
Y'all be good.
Peace.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, leave us a 5-star review and come see us at the restaurant.